Hey YouTube, it's Miss Kalumba here. Today I'm recreating the Twitch's outfits and makeup looks. I got my friend Alexia dressed as Alex and I'm dressed up as Cameron. I absolutely love this movie, not only because it was a great plot, but it had that black representation, and that's what we're gonna get into with this makeup look. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. That's right, y'all. We're talking all things black media representation. Going back to what I enjoyed watching as a child. So I was a big fan of Twitches because I used to watch Sister Sister. Sister Sister is where Tia and Tamara originally appeared on Disney Channel before they got casted in their movies. And I loved them. It was so refreshing seeing a healthy black household. I loved watching it as a child. And I didn't even take it in, but those were the shows I was always leaning towards loving, such as That's So Raven, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I loved black media, positive ones at that. As I got older and I want to explore more black media, of course, the things that I see targeted towards adults of my age aren't things that are too uplifting towards me. These are shows like Power, All American, and if we're going to talk about just shows of black leads, we can even throw in Euphoria in there. I have not seen a single episode of any of these shows, and that's because when I say positive representation of black people, I mean uplifting media where it sits well with my values and who I am. As I'm always trying to be a better Christian than I was before, it's hard watching shows with black characters that will be doing and saying things really not aligning with my values. I need to consume media that will have me feeling good and be something that I don't feel ashamed or bad watching. It feels so good to see myself represented in a positive light, and that's why I enjoy watching some of these shows that one may say it's childish, but in my perspective is very uplifting and fun. So things like A Different World, Family Matters, Sister Sister, Moesha, Smart Guy, True Jackson VP, That's So Raven, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the earlier seasons of the game make me so happy. A few of these are things I've watched multiple times because it felt good seeing this type of form of media. I am by no means saying all forms of black media coming out right now is not positive. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that I saw a lot of more uplifting roles for these characters when I was younger as opposed to now. Because a lot of these popular shows, let's be so for real, we know what goes on in things like Star, Empire, Power, All American. We know what goes on, and those aren't things that are too uplifting for my community. It creates an interesting plot for sure, but not something that I want to really deep dive into, because when I think of uplifting, I think of something that makes me feel good but also falls into my values. I really have to think about things like that growing up as a Christian girl. So when it comes to things I watch, I rewatch a lot of shows from when I was a kid because that was a time with so many positive forms of representation for black women, and that made me feel so good. Seeing these women have class, dress well, and not lower their standards for men made me feel good. I loved watching that. I really did. I highly enjoyed it as a child, and these were shows that I ended up watching throughout my high school years and university as well. It was hard being younger, trying to explain to someone, what's your favorite show? And it's like, yeah, I still rewatch old sitcoms and Disney shows because those are what makes me feel good. It can fall into my values more. So when I'm watching something entertaining, it's not gonna make me feel guilty. Because here's the thing, being a Black girl, I want to support Black media, of course, right? But I also want to watch what's going to fall into my Christian values. And it's way easier watching Disney shows, Nickelodeon shows, cartoons, and anime. And that really shows why I'm so into nerdy culture and pop culture as well, because now I could find something I enjoy that's not going to distance my relationship that I'm building with the almighty God. I do enjoy supporting Black media, and I'm grateful that we do have a few good things going on right now. Sinners was a good one, but if we're gonna be so for real once again with the Christian values, there were a few scenes that I'm grateful that when I watched it with my friend, we definitely skipped a few scenes, because once again, I gotta be close to God, and I gotta show that I am more concerned with my faith than I am with entertainment. I think it is very tricky trying to enjoy yourself, but then there's so many forms of media. This could also even fall into music. Right now we're talking about shows and movies, but it could even fall into music where you're trying to support Black media, but it doesn't fully fit into your values. I 100% know that we can definitely find ones that suit us, that are good for us, and that'll overall make us feel good. That's the thing. I find that being the age that I am, a lot of the shows and films targeted to my audience are so serious. They're either so serious, so sexualized, or filled with a lot of stereotypes. And that's why there's certain things I just lean away from. I completely lean away from. And I'm going to be completely fine not watching a single episodes of those shows if I know they partake with messages or scenes that don't fall into my values. Yeah. And it's a lot easier just watching older forms of Black media, because they did a good job representing us in a positive light, and it just fits well with my values. Yeah. Anyhow, I hope you really enjoyed this Cameron inspired makeup look for my Twitch's cosplay. I think it's important to find your joy, but also respect your faith. Do what makes you happy, watch what makes you happy. Is very toxic when you are someone who's trying to be disciplined in your faith, because you shouldn't just do anything that makes you happy. Because there's certain things that I could watch and be like, oh, it's a great plot, but would God be proud of me for watching this right now? But I know when I watch a lot of these forms of media that was targeted towards kids and families, I'm good to go. So I'm really grateful that Disney did their big one back then, and the sitcoms and shows back then were really putting positive messages and uplifting the Black community. I really feel like uplifting the Black community with those gems. Yeah. Once again, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of my next upload. Goodbye, lovelies.
I thought this was a video.
Cameron and Alex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Let's do a spin.
She loves hitting that emo.